Well, yeah, this is definitely not the video I thought I would be making today. Waking up today with my YouTube feed kind of getting blown up with all these videos of Destiny 2 and its reported end coming up soon. If you're newer or not, I don't know how you guys kind of know about me. This channel started on Destiny as a franchise, Destiny 1 and then Destiny 2. That's always been my roots. That has been my, in a lot of ways, staple game for, quite literally basically the past 10 years of my life. And on this channel we've over the years branched out a lot more, and I honestly don't really cover Destiny on my channel anymore, but I've always essentially played it in the background to some extent for the past 10 years through good and bad. If it's good, I'll be playing a lot more. If it's bad, I'll be hopping on here and there. I always check out the new content when it releases. That's just always how it's been. And so Destiny has been a huge part of my life and had such a huge impact on me as an individual, as someone who plays games. This really is just, in a lot of ways, Destiny to me is so much of what gaming is to me. And so this whole YouTube thing started out of Destiny, and just watching YouTubers, like specifically like a Destiny YouTuber named True Vanguard. He covers other stuff now, but watching him inspired me to wow, I want to do this. I think this would be fun to do, to make videos, to post content about this game. I think that would be so cool. And so that's kind of how it started, and it was birthed out of Destiny. And so all that to say, well, why does that get us to here? Well, today Bungie, who is the creator of Destiny, they're the company that makes Destiny, they just announced that they are going to have to end production and development of Destiny, due to a lot of reasons, but not exactly specified here. But I just kind of want to read through some of this with you guys, just to cover this, because this game is so impactful and really pivotal in my life, and YouTube for me. I feel like I have to cover this and want to, and so let's just read what this has to say. Destiny 2, every end is a new beginning. For almost 12 years, we have had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all through all the ups and downs, surprises, and triumphs. Building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, which was their kind of conclusion expansion they had, but then they had stuff after that they tried to continue, it just didn't work. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape expansion, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. As our focus turns toward a new beginning for Bungie, we will begin work incubating our next games. To that end, on June 9th, 2026, we will release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as a studio. Though active development may be concluding, we will ensure that Destiny 2 remains playable just as the original Destiny is today. Many changes in this final update will aim to ensure that Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for players to return to. We're proud of Destiny 2, the places it took us, and the legacy it has created because of you all. Our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodrome to the Pale Heart to the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who has made this journey with us from the deepest part of our hearts. Thank you, and we'll see you in the stars. And so yeah, that's the story. Is Destiny 2 has been running for the past almost 9 years now. Destiny 1 before it for about 2-ish, 3-ish almost. No, 2, about 2. Or no, sorry, almost 3. Yeah. No. Yes, 3. Yes, 3. So, Destiny has been a franchise, has been running as a whole for the past 12 years now. I've been playing it for the past 10, roughly. And it's crazy that it's finally coming to an end. For the past while, it's been struggling, to be honest, since that kind of conclusion to their main story. They tried to do some spin-off stories after that, after the Final Shape expansion, and it just wasn't quite landing. A lot of things were not working, and sadly, it just feels like the game has been, to a lot of people's description, in maintenance mode for the past while. It has been just kind of fumbling and trying to find what it is after that conclusion, and it has not found its footing, sadly. And so we're here today with this announced essentially cease of development for this game, because it's just not really sustainable for Bungie as a studio now. And I think that's so sad, because for anybody that has extensively played and actually given Destiny a try, they know that this game is so special, that there's so much potential with this. It truly is like an anomaly in a sense, that there really is nothing like Destiny. Sure, there's other looter shooters, there's other MMO style games, but nothing like Destiny. This magical blend of incredible gunplay from the people that created Halo, incredible gunplay and gameplay. You got this space magic, you've got so many different cool theming blends, fantasy, sci-fi, like all these amazing things, incredible music, often well, sometimes incredible story, other times kind of flopping story. It's been up and down over the years, but when it's good, it's amazing. And just an incredibly immersive and beautiful world. And it's just sad to see that it has been so mismanaged and wasted over the years in so many ways. It feels like we've gone through this, oscillating, it's memed a lot, but like we're so over, or like it's so over, and like, oh, we're so back. Like it always feels like we're in this constant cycle of ups and downs that never stays consistent, that we can't find that high note and just rest there. And it's sad to see, especially as someone who has at this point probably, I think I've put over I have over 2,000, I think almost close to 2.4 thousand hours on PC alone, and then you factor in console, so I have around 4,000 hours put into this franchise, which is wild to me. I've never put that much time into any game, and to see something that has meant so much to me and that I've invested so much in just kind of flop and flounder and then just die like this is it's pretty sad to see. It's a little bit heartbreaking, not to sound dramatic, but when you love something so much like this and you put so much time into it, it is a bit depressing to see things go as they have been. And so yeah, it's a little bit sad. So they want to talk about what's going on. They're doing a basically, if you don't know, they had this event back in Destiny 1 called Moments of Triumph. Now they're doing kind of a similar thing called Monument of Triumph. That's basically the last update that Destiny 2 and really Destiny for the foreseeable future, last update the game is going to get. And so They go into talk about it and you know what's gonna happen and all this stuff. They're changing the director. They did this whole portal thing for a while. It didn't work. Long story short, it was a system of how you interacted with the different ways you played the game, and it just wasn't good. They're bringing back Pantheon, which is like a boss rush kind of mode. You go through a bunch of raid bosses, super cool. And then they have a bunch of crazy updates to the sandbox and stuff, new aspects, which is like abilities and all these different grenades and other stuff that are coming, different changes to different parts of the game, Crucible, Eververse and Bright Dust, different things like Gambit, and then some, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, they got Sparrow Racing League coming back, which was a thing in Destiny 1 that was like kind of a fun little gimmicky thing, nothing crazy, but it was like people loved it because it was different, and it was a fun little activity to have on the side where you just get to, you know, race on your sparrows and like a little side mode thing. It was cool, it's fun, and so they're bringing that back for this kind of last hurrah. And they go on to talk about, like, you know, we'll still kind of keep you guys updated in the coming weeks with more specifics of what's happening and all the updates and going more in depth in that. And then once this launches, we'll still be talking for a little bit, and then it will kind of go into hibernation mode and a little less communication after that once things kind of quiet down. And so they kind of conclude with this. Thank you. Destiny 2 has been our home for many, many years. The unknown can sometimes feel wild, even a bit scary at times, but these opportunities to explore the future are invigorating. As we look ahead, our commitment remains the same, to make games we and you are excited to play. From all of us here at Bungie, we cannot thank you enough for joining us on this journey throughout the Sol system. You'll still find us our side for years to come. Per Audacia ad Astra. And so that's kind of the conclusion here. They're ending it. They're giving it one last update, one last hurrah, and then it's over. And so yeah, I think there's a lot of questions that come after this. You know, what's gonna happen? Is Destiny over? Is there gonna be a Destiny 3? I mean, a lot of people speculate about this kind of sentence right here. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. And so people are like, oh, does that mean living beyond Destiny 2 means that we're going to get a Destiny 3 or something like that? You know, it's hard to say. There's nothing concrete given here. They talk about beginning work on incubating our next games. Could that be Destiny 3? Sure. Could it be some other stuff? Yeah, I know at this point, to be honest with you, Bungie and Sony are just much more focused on Marathon, which is their other game they released earlier this year. A lot of people are upset about Marathon because, like, hey, did Marathon completely pull attention from Destiny, and that's why Destiny is dying, is because Bungie was putting all these resources into Marathon that should have been put into Destiny. It's like, well, in some capacity, sure. In other cases, maybe Destiny just was needed to die sooner because of, you know, final shape. That should have been the end, and so they should have just pivoted after that instead. You know, there's so many things you can say, and it's just so many factors. It's hard to say what killed it. I'm sure it's a mix of all of it, to be honest. I'm sure all of those kind of play a part, and whatnot. But as it currently stands, it's abundantly clear, especially in Sony's recent earnings call, where they talked about, you know, their kind of essentially their funds and what's going on with their kind of studios and stuff. They said that Bungie's focus right now, and their focus with Bungie is Marathon. They didn't even mention Destiny, based on what I heard. And so it's apparent that Marathon is the focus. That's their main priority game-wise right now. And so I just don't really see Destiny 3 being in development at the moment. I think, if anything, the current devs are probably being moved to Marathon. But I also say, and this is super sad news, that's assuming those developers do make it over to Marathon from Destiny. But there's a recent report today from Bloomberg with notorious game reporter Jason Schreier. He's been known to have tons of inside scoops, very knowledgeable, very consistent and reliable. He reported that there's seemingly going to be another round at Bungie of pretty severe layoffs, and that D3 is in fact not in development there. And so, I mean, we'd have to wait for an official announcement on that, but given Jason Schreier's, previous records and how he's been pretty, reliable in what he says, it's probably pretty likely that, given the state of how Bungie's games have been doing lately, they have not been performing well, player numbers are low, and just the company seems to be a bit in shambles right now. It sadly would make sense if layoffs were happening after this kind of cease of development of Destiny 2, and a bunch of people get left off or get laid off to kind of cut costs. And if people are getting laid off, like, I don't see why Destiny 3 would be in development right now. That just doesn't seem realistic. It doesn't seem like it would make sense. They probably just want to focus on Marathon and just try to keep that alive and get that off its feet, or I guess on its feet, really. And so, yeah, I just don't see Destiny 3 right now as much as I'd like to say. And maybe there's talks about it, and it seems like there's something Destiny related being talked about or discussed in the background, but if that's anything concrete or super in the works, that I severely doubt. I think it will just be something in the background to kind of be discussing and thinking about until something can happen at Bungie that they they can pull together here. But it's sad to think that, given Sony's record recently of like shutting down studios, if Marathon doesn't do well and they can't seem to get that off its feet, like, what if Bungie gets shut down? And that would be, in my opinion, a tragedy, because you have some great IP. I like Marathon a lot. I think Marathon's a great game, not for everybody, but I enjoyed a lot. And seeing something like that, Marathon and Destiny getting shut down, and all these amazing and talented individuals at Bungie Studios getting, kind of sent packing, I think that would be a huge loss to not only me and the Destiny community, the Marathon community, but also the gaming community as a whole. I think that genuinely some of what Bungie has made over the years is so unique and so special, and it would be a truly great loss to lose those things. And so, yeah, I think Bungie and Sony are focused on Marathon, and it's just sad to see that Bungie's leadership, and just through Sony acquiring Bungie, Bungie has been so mismanaged over the years. Their leadership has just been awful. Literally, Pete Parsons, their old CEO, somehow got Sony to buy them for $3.6 billion, and then he dipped out, and it was like the craziest outplay of the century. Like, literally, like, scammed Sony to buying them for some crazy amount of money, it seems like. And then he just dipped out with the bag and was like left the studio in shambles. It's just tragic, really. And that's speculation. It's just what it seems like from the outside. But all that to say, it's rocky future looking for the future of Bungie Studios as a whole, and what's next. I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is a big mystery right now. I think Sony would be foolish not to do something with the Destiny franchise in the future, to not utilize Bungie in the future to make Destiny 3. I think that it is just such an incredible game, an incredible franchise and universe, to not do something else with it. And if that ends up being the case, I think that will be one of the biggest tragedies for me in all of gaming, that this franchise was so mismanaged, was so under baked, underappreciated, that it didn't get the love and attention and the care that it needed to flourish like it should have. There really is just nothing like it, and so to see it go this way and not really seem to have much of a future, at least at the moment, is just, it's really heartbreaking. If Destiny 3 happened to be in development, realistically, I don't see it, in my very unexpert opinion, I don't see it happening at least for another 5 to 6 years. Like, it has to be within the 2030s, especially if it's going to be any kind of good game. It needs the time to bake and to be developed, and you know, this, especially nowadays, development can take so much more power and like manpower and time, and if they're laying off people, I mean, yeah, it has to be in the 2030s at the soonest. And so, you know, we're waiting for 4 or 5 years at minimum, probably more, given the fact that there's going to be layoffs and other things like that. Like, and that's assuming that Bungie can pull through, that Sony will continue to support them and use them. And if that doesn't happen and they get dissolved or something else, like, I don't know. Does it just die? Is this just it? It's hard to say. I think initially when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, like maybe this means Destiny 3. But the more I've like watched so many people's videos today and reports and stuff like that, the more I think it's kind of starting to set in, like, oh wow, like this is it, and like this is the final update, and it's kind of starting to set into me like, whoa, Destiny 2's ending. Like something that's been so part of my life and so prominent, it's coming to an end. And I've always played it to some extent in the background for so long, and so to see this go, it will be weird not having that now. That after June, after playing it for, you know, those few weeks, maybe a couple months or so, that's it. There's no more Destiny after that for probably at least a long time. And that's, again, assuming that it does come back at some point in the future. And so it's gonna be weird. I've just always, for the longest time, had Destiny there in the background to some extent, through highs and lows, the good and bad. And it's how YouTube started for me, and the fact that it's not gonna be a part of that, a part of me and what I do. And it's yeah, I think it's just starting to hit me like, wow, it's kind of, you know, it's over. It isn't kind of over, it is over. It's coming to an end. And so, yeah, it's sad, and I hate to see it go like this. We ended mid story of like this new story they were trying to build up, and it just wasn't working, and so it just ended at a weird point. It didn't feel like it deserved it this way, and it just, I don't know. It's not really bittersweet in my opinion. I think this last update sounds cool. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great, reminisce a little bit. I might even, one of these days, I've seen a lot of people going back to play Destiny 1 recently. I might go back and play Destiny 1 sometime soon, just to kind of relive it a little bit. But it's just, yeah, it's pretty sad. Definitely more bitter, not really bittersweet. So, but yeah, I kind of want to talk about this because I feel like this game, again, has had such an impact on me. It's literally why I started YouTube, and I kind of wanted to share my thoughts and just talk about it, because it's, you know, this game has meant so much to me over the years, even if it's an abusive relationship and it sometimes sucks so much, but it's sometimes just so good, and there really is nothing like it. And so I hope Destiny's not over. I hope there's a Destiny 3 one day, and I hope that Bungie pulls through and can get it together. But with these reports and just Bungie and Sony being focused on Marathon and just all these different issues that are happening, it's just hard to say what's next, and it honestly doesn't look bright for the future of Destiny. And I just really wish that people got to know and experience Destiny like I have, and just understand just how amazing this franchise and game is. Like, I really don't think you can understand it till you just really go through it and try it and experience what it's like. And granted, is it a little bit late for that now? Like, yeah. And so it's just sad to see that, like, this is it. This is how we go. This is what's happening. And, you know, there's, again, just so many videos, so many people talking about it, and just like what's next for them. And it's just, yeah, it's weird to think about. And I'm sad to see it go, sad to see this chapter end after so long. But yeah, just wanted to talk about it, share my thoughts and whatnot. I know I haven't talked about Destiny in forever. It's been years probably at this point. Well, no, I talked about it for the final shape in 2024, I think. But outside of that, it's been very sparse. So we might do some videos for this last June update to kind of finish it off. I would like to do some more stuff just to kind of go back to my roots a little bit and do Destiny stuff again, but we'll see. I've been, trying to finish Subnautica and Resident Evil videos recently, so we'll try to power through those as well. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the extent of it. I don't really know how to end this or what else to say. I'm sure there's other things I could talk about, but Destiny's ending, and it's really sad to me, and I think it just keeps setting in more and more that, wow, this game that I love so much, like this is probably my favorite game of all time. The only one that quite gets to the same level of Destiny to me is probably like Final Fantasy VII. Those two games are just so, those are the pinnacle to me. But to be honest, I don't think any game has had the same impact that Destiny has on me, and so for that, it probably is, my favorite game of all time. And just to see it ending it's sad. It sucks, but it's, can't really do anything about it, unfortunately. And so we're just gonna enjoy the update when it comes out on June 9th, and just play it for what it is, and just we're gonna enjoy it, and it'll be good, and then we'll we'll cope with not having any more Destiny to carry us through the years. It'll be weird, but it'll be an adjustment, and we'll figure it out from there. But that's gonna do it for me. Just wanted to talk about it and keep you guys in the loop, if you even care, and just kind of share my thoughts on everything. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and maybe be looking forward to some more Destiny content, hopefully in the next coming months or so. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.